Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show's about to begin. Trist, let's put on a show.
Lego.
LFG.
Lego.
Okay, I am joined by Trist Taylor, who is getting quite famous on the old gram and the TikTok these days.
Mashallah.
Oh, mashallah, mashallah, yep. For not just your real estate content, but also your revert to Islam content and very inspirational. We could talk about that as well
of course.
on this episode. You're some person who caught my eye on Instagram. And I was like, this guy, you're part of the, I didn't coin the phrase yapping.
Yeah. I thought that was all you. I'm not going to lie, I might run with that. The king of the yap
The
culture.
king of the yap. He is definitely the king of the yap. And I was encouraging everyone that maybe this year, 2026, is the year that you just whip out your phone and start talking to the camera.
Yes, we're going to talk about that today.
Okay, because it's not all about the flashy transitions and captions and all of that.
Get them out.
But also, you've got a really nice way with breaking down the market. Tell us about how you grew your following, because a lot of people who've actually got a big following in real estate is because they were doing something influential before. They were a social media manager before, or they were an influencer in something else before. What were you doing? When did you start getting your following?
I've been on social media since like 2012, 13. Originally, like the first early stages where I would say I became bait in like London was music. Like I was doing events, Funky House era. It's like Jungle, Everton Roast, going back. So this is like uni scene. That was like my first wave of like, oh, we know him. I got a big family, quite well known in South London. I grew up with a lot of UK artists. So in my area, a lot of talent came out of South London. A lot of them I grew up with because I was doing music with them. That was the first stage. Then I would say it was like Grow Daily. So I had a platform called Grow Daily, which was a blog page for personal development and motivation. Right. It was the first positive blog page in UK, right? And we were only posting positive content, right? That was where I got quite a big following. And then off the back of that, I had a car rapping company. So then that's when it really started. I used to do YouTube and I was rapping cars. So I got a big following from like the car lovers, up in Knightsbridge. My car was wrapped and everyone kind of knew it in London. And then my next sort of phase was coming to Dubai. Like, I documented it. I was part of a shisha lounge, move to Dubai. Yeah, I came over here to open up a shisha lounge. I was part of opening of a shisha lounge. That was a big thing. And at that time, it was 2020 lockdown. So, all eyes were on Dubai. And I was one of the early of the newer gen. Because there's like, there's generations in Dubai. So I'm not the old school gen, the 2018 class. Or the 2013 class, I'm the 2020 class, but like that's now it's kind of early, I guess. So yeah, I had a following from there, but if I'm honest, I just touched 40K yesterday, by the way.
Oh,
touched
congratulations,
40,000.
Mabruk.
Yeah, just touched 40,000. But if I'm honest, my last 20,000 has come from real estate.
Okay.
Which
I'm
very happy about.
That's interesting because I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but it's taken me 2 to 3 years to get to 10K.
The first 10's the hardest though.
And I'm looking out here at some of the other real estate accounts with 40 plus. And I'm like, nah, I'm not buying it. You must have
bought followers and stuff.
Because that 10K was hard. But like
the first 10 is the hardest.
Okay.
And another thing is, my formula is just I batter it.
You do.
Like today I posted 5 times. I batter it.
I ain't got time for that.
And again, going to what you said about my formula, it's because it's very low level production. It's just all about the education. So I could batter it. I could do a reel right now. I could do 5 in the next 20 minutes. And I'll be honest, everyone used to tell me the first 10K is hard. And I see it now because now it jumped. Like I have... Also, you start to know the formula. So you know the algorithm. So I know what's going to happen in the next few days. I know this week I'm probably going to jump another 5,000. Because I know what's going on. And I know what I'm bringing and I'm looking at the feedback and I'm seeing what's happening. Like I jumped 3,000 yesterday on TikTok. But it's because I've got my way now. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I'm me. We'll get into my way, but I've got my way.
For the real estate brokers or personalities in real estate, they might think, oh, it's all got to be real estate stuff, but you mix it up with some of your motivational.
Giving them my formula now, man.
Well, we need to get into this. We need golden nuggets.
Man.
What show do you think you're on? This is golden nuggets. So be ready to spill, ready to drop. So you've got a bit of kind of religious stuff, real estate, business, advice, motivation, and so on. So is that I guess
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
all
formula.
intentional. It's intentional, but it's also like I'm the type of person I am. Like the amount of real estate stuff you see, that was a big challenge for me to do that because I never wanted to do that. I used to fight so hard to be like, no, but I need some me in there. I need some me in there. But what I'm so grateful for is that I've found a way to merge me into the real estate. I don't think anyone talks like this black guy from South London.
No, you're not. And
Do you
you're
get what I
also
mean?
probably the only real estate account that doesn't actually show any real estate.
You're just giving away all that. This is what I'm saying. Now the new gen's just going to come and watch this show and then it's going to get the whole formula of how to build a personal brand in property. I don't even like the term real estate, by the way. I prefer property.
Property.
Do you know why I don't like real estate? Can
Why?
I tell you why? I think I'm giving you some real clickbaity moments, right?
Okay.
I think 9 out of 10 of the real estate pages are cringe, cheesy, same. Everyone looks the same. Everyone dresses the same. It's Ramadan, so I'm not gonna, but I think it's very bad. I think the quality is very bad. I think the levels are low. And I think the stigma that's attached with real estate is what delayed me even entering this industry for so long. I hate the stigma that's attached with it. And to be honest, why I go so hard is I'm trying in my own little world to shift what that is. I'm trying to show a different way of doing it. That's why in my page it would be like property advisor. Because also it's like, I don't sell real estate. I actually sit down and strategize portfolios.
Well, that's the thing. I was quite surprised you were in real estate until the first time I met you in person was at the One Investments Elevate launch at the Mondri. No,
for Mondri and
Atlantis.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing here? Like, and you were like, oh, I'm director at One. And I was like, I didn't know. I just thought you were just some economist or something that had like a real interest in it and had studied the numbers and was just sharing knowledge. A bit like, I don't know if you know that guy, Not a Dubai Broker.
I like him.
Right, so
Big him up. I like
thought
him.
you were like him. I thought just like some kind of real estate property enthusiast that's just spitting bars.
I wanted that. I'm tweaking it a little bit, but I wanted that. So what happened was my real motion started with the UK budget, the week of the UK budget. So to take it back, right, came on board. Do you want a story from the might as well.
We've got time, yeah.
So I had my own brokerage in London, right? We was dealing with high net worth investments, but it was only fine art, fine wine, and sometimes gold and diamonds, right?
Okay.
And sometimes we'd source outside of that for certain clients, like luxury cars, luxury watches, but generally it was focused on that. I'd done that up until 2018, 2019, but then on and off for the next 2 years. It was always the thing I would go back to whenever times were hard. I still had clients, like that was my go-to. When I came to Dubai, I don't think, maybe it was, but I don't think real estate was as in your face in 2020 as it is now. But I had this narrative.
Well, in 2020, there were like 7,000 brokers.
There we go.
And now there's
the boom
like
starts. It's there now.
40,000.
I had this narrative from UK of like estate agent. I'm not going to be no estate agent. I'm too cold for that. Like, there's no chance I'm being an estate agent. Like in the UK, we were investment brokers. So we used to be like estate agent, broker. Estate agent, broker. Then when I started seeing all these guys over here call themselves brokers, I was like, I don't like this. They're all saying they're brokers. For us broker men, I'll be honest, like egotistic side of time in my life, broker was your balling. If we're brokers, we're getting money. Estate agents, they're on salary.
Yeah, like you're an investment broker or you're a private jet broker.
Yeah. Like we're in the city, we've got top tailor-made suits, like we're driven to work, tassel shoes, like we smell of Tom Ford, we're brokers. So when I came over here and I started seeing real estate broker, and I remember another thing is real estate's not really a term used in the UK as much. True. So I'm like, estate agent, no chance. Anyway, doing my thing. Times got hard for me in Dubai. I went bankrupt in Dubai, which I spoke about quite a lot online. When I looked at what I was going to do to get back up, I thought sales. That's all I know, right? Not all I know, but it's my strongest point. Then I thought, who needs sales training in this city? Then I thought, real estate brokers. Because the level of sales skills I think is so low. I still think is so low. So I thought, all right, so I started knocking on the doors, built a consultancy agency, and I thought I knew a few owners just from being out and about. Like, I'm very blessed because I have achieved certain things within my career. I think, like, real recognize real. Yeah. So like certain CEOs
game recognize game, real recognize real.
Do you know what I mean? So like certain CEOs followed me, I followed them. Like me and Callum followed each other way before I was even in property, right? Like this is like 2021, 22. Just on a thing of like me seeing how he's built that business. And I'm like, I've built a brokerage before, so I can get it. I see it. Credit where it's due, bro. Also, I'm looking at them like, yeah, credit where it's due, bro. Then it got
Funnily, Lewis, if you're watching or listening, he was just before we sat down to record, he was like, let me see what Lewis got to say about this little event.
Yeah, I had
Sunday,
to
the 2nd of March.
Yeah. Because you see me as well, we were saying this on the phone the other day, I am someone who I respect the legends because that's how you know, if you study the legends, you'll know how to last long. If you come in on some, I'm the new wave, I'll do it my own way, it's like, all right, but learn what the legends did,
the OGs.
So I studied Callum, I studied Lewis, I studied Lewis and his brother, I studied Gino, Strada. Like I studied all these people because I'm like, yeah, these guys are sick. Anyone who has a personal brand, you could see it, right? So anyway, I got to a point where I was like, let me start knocking on the doors and start training agents. So every CEO has probably had a message from me like, hey bro, let me train your agent. What I started to realize is there's a lot of in-house trainers.
Right.
I think they're shit, but there's a lot of in-house trainers, right? I was like, all right, cool. Let's do it different. If you're a broker and you want to invest in yourself, come to me independently. That worked. So a lot of agents hire you, hey bro, like, I'm getting training in my company, but it's not as great as it could be.
What was you doing? Like selling online courses?
Yeah, so we was doing it one-to-one, really. Okay. So a lot of it was like, it was Zoom. It wasn't like, we had a pre-made course, but I prefer one-to-one with someone who could afford it. So lower ticket was a course, higher ticket was one-to-one. Right. So I'm working with the agent, I'm teaching them how to sell, I'm teaching them mindset, I'm teaching them sales skills. As that's going on, I'm learning more about the market. And I'm hearing things that he's saying he hasn't learned. And like the response I'm getting is like, the amount of people that have said to me, I learn more with you than I learn in my company. I'm like,
that shouldn't be right. Yeah,
this is mad. Like, I'm like, but these men are killing it. Like these men are killing it, but their agents don't even feel they're learning much from this, so they're not doing that much work. Like,
so if I'm training them, I could be killing it.
Yeah, this isn't the guys I've just mentioned, by the way, because I've got a lot of respect for them. But just overall, like I'm like, okay, there's like 5% or 10% of agents. And this is something for people to know that think about getting in real estate that are actually killing it. Like the cream rises to the top, but there's a lot of agents that are not killing it, right? Yeah. So I was like, all right, cool. I thought about it for a while. Then I lent into consultancy, so showing companies how to get better quality leads. Because my business partner, Cam, he was great at lead gen. That was working. So we had good motion. A lot of the agents were following me, selling the course, selling the training online, this, that, and the other. Then I was going to start a recruitment agency.
Natural progression.
Yeah. And what was basically happening is I was getting so many people saying, can you get me a job in Dubai? And then we added that to the course. A bonus part of the course was you buy the course, you get trained, and then you get placed on a job role at the end of it. Then one day, a friend of mine, he was working at One Investments. And he had basically said to me one day, like, bro, I'm going to try and get you to come in for training. Like, because he just was my boy. And he was like, bro, you'd be sick here. We need it. He booked me on a meeting with Hamid, Hamid's my right hand now. Like, that's my guy. Big up Hamid, yeah. Love the guy to bits because when I first met him, I think I waited like 2.5 hours for the meeting. I was sitting there thinking, who's this guy?
Keeping me waiting, yeah.
I'm thinking like, I'm Big Trist. Like, how's he got, like, I'll be honest.
How's he got me waiting?
How's he got me waiting? Like, who's this guy? Because I wasn't really, my ego was clashing with a lot of the real estate guys because in my head I'm like, I've done this in London and I was known doing this in London and I know I could do this better than you guys. Bit of ego was there at the time. Met Hamid, loved the way he just spoke, that entrepreneur spark, the ADHD speech, just da 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 da. I'm like, yeah, this guy's sick. We was gonna start a recruitment agency, me, him, his guy, my guy, our guy, Nathan, and Cam, right? So 4 of us sat down on the numbers and was like, this ain't really cutting it, right? It's not, because it was commission roles mostly, you're not making a lot of money from it. But we all really wanted to work together and it was like, this was 2023. So we stepped away, left it. I didn't talk to Hamid, probably see him for like 2 years, right? It takes me 2025, last year. Then I decided I wanted to get into real estate. I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own company. So I've had enough. I'm going to start my own company. I want to change. I can do this. Let me get a partner who's been in real estate so I'm not coming in on an ego vibe. I didn't want to come in on some, look, I've done this, I've done that. End of the day, who are you? You're new to this industry. We don't care what you've done back there. Prove it here, right? And I'm a big believer of that. So I started speaking to a lot of my friends about partnerships because I didn't really want to go just for an investor. I wanted someone I know to partner with. Sat down, went have lunch with Hamid, and I'm like, bro, I messaged him. I'm like, yeah, bro, I want to start my own company. But I was more like on a thing of just give me a bit of game. He was just like, bro, look, he was like, bro, you can, and I'll support you and I'll back you. I'll be your partner. He's like, or you could just come on board. Yeah. He's like, and however you want to do it, tell me how you want to do it, and we can do it. Hamid's very much like that, and again, he has a lot of belief in me, and he can see so I can see in him like you get it. He can see I get it. So I told him my vision. He was just like, perfect timing, because a lot of our team are on the roads. Like we specialize a lot in road shows. He's like, we want to build a strong Dubai team. I was like, I don't want to do road shows. Let's get us on Dubai. Went from there. So I say all that to say, right, when I was looking at the real estate space, I came in with this eye of like, everyone is a bit cringe. So at the beginning, I was trying to work out how can I do this content without being cringe. Didn't want to go to villas. I didn't want to do like 5 tips to why you should move to Dubai. I didn't want to do any of that.
Miami versus Dubai.
I didn't want to do any of it. Like it made me want to vomit. I hated the thought of that. So at first it was difficult because I knew with me, my thing is always going to be rawness and authenticity. That's the way I can always separate. But it wasn't banging. Like it was just like it wasn't banging. I was still kind of leaning towards sales much. So I said to like Hamid, before the office refurb is complete, I'm going to get in the field and be an agent. Before I build a team, before I recruit, before I open the doors, before I even announce that I'm even here as director, anything, I want to get in as an agent. So I got in the lead and I took it old school. I took it back to when I was 18, 19. I'm going through the leads and next thing you know, first 3 weeks, closing. Then,
like, yeah, I still got it.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Because it's a bit of a mind battle. Because I'm like, I still got it. Because if I haven't got it, just don't tell anyone. Just build a team. Do you know what I mean? Like just shut up and just go and build a team and just sit on a CEO chair and you're good. But it worked, and then I started doing content, and I tried a few different things, and then brings me up to the week of the budget.
I think that's when I started following
It must have
you.
been.
Yeah.
It must have been. So the week of the budget, I'm looking and I'm thinking, this way I'm doing, it's not enough. Like it's not popping enough. I need to get popping. And a few things inspired me. I have to give credit to Jake Nazar because I'm not a hater. I don't know the guy, but he's very, very informative. And I looked at him and I thought, very informative, knows his stuff, obviously gets a good clientele. I never used to believe any of the agents say they were getting leads, by the way. Big shout out to Ryan Booth. I said it to him the other day. He used to talk about getting leads on social media. I was like, everyone's capping, man. They're not getting leads. Because you know why? Because sometimes when you can't see something for you, I couldn't imagine getting someone coming to spend 20 mil with me through a social media lead. So I'm like, sure you're getting
whatever, yeah.
Definitely was getting leads, right? So then, I'm looking at the space, I'm thinking, what's my way? Jake Nazar, I'm liking his thing, it's informative, but I'm thinking I'm such a different person to him. Like, we're very different. He's a lot more like robotic, stiff, says it how it is. But what I liked is that he was just he was just like, just vomiting facts. I'm like, oh, people like this, yeah? It was just interesting. I was like, he's just giving you facts. Abu Dhabi, square foot, price per square foot. I'm like, okay, cool. That's something that works. I'm looking at Ryan Booth, and I'm like, he's doing the flexi thing, flashy, I think I don't want to really do that.
That's not you.
That's not really my vibe. But I still took something from it that he was being himself. And then the last person that really looked at was Bouncer. Did you know Bouncer?
Nope.
All right, so Bouncer's a friend of mine. Bouncer played dirty, right? He's nothing to do with real estate. He effectively comes from the UK rap industry, like Krypton Kona, and he's part of that crew, right? He is now turned into a YouTuber, but the guy has got the UK street culture in a headlock.
Right.
He does about 5 to 7 videos a day. He does 3 or 4 YouTubes a day. He doesn't leave his house. He's got the whole setup like this, and he churns. And there's nothing flashy. He's just sitting in a chair, camera rolls, presses a button, presses another button, it sends to the cloud, the editors get it, they edit, churns. I'm like, that's what it is. I need to have a way where I can incorporate Bouncer, Jake Nazar, and a bit of Ryan Booth. And I'm giving these guys credit for this because they were the guys I'm looking at thinking, where I can still be myself, but have a CEO vibe to me like a Gino. And like a Gino.
Okay,
Do you
Gino
get what
Cross,
I mean?
Gino's been on the show.
Very good friend of mine, right?
So you got your little Bouncer Gino,
do you get what
Ryan,
I mean?
and
put them into the
Jake
pot.
Salad.
Yes,
Okay.
I put them into the pot. I'm like, and naturally where I'm
Yeah,
again,
do you know what? I really do enjoy. You're right. Gino does this as well, and he's just like, and his accent.
Like, do you know what?
I love it. He's like,
nothing better for me than sitting around this table on a Sunday with my family.
Yeah, my
Do you know what I
family.
mean?
That's
Like,
it.
Just straight to the point.
And you see me, I just like cooking.
Yeah.
Not just cooking.
He's just
my
raw.
family's there. My son's
He's just
there.
raw. And to be fair, the
Sorry
CEO,
for taking the piss out of you, Gino. But no, enough respect.
the CEO side as well, a slight influence from 2 other people, I'd say, like, but the bot, because I have to have a bossy side. Like, I can't turn around and be like, I've had the brand a certain way, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's desperate online. No, Callum White
Mm-hmm.
and Dubai Jord,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because Dubai Jord, big shout out to Jord, is because the way he does it is like, for me, Jord is like Drake.
Mm-hmm.
He pops up, lets you know what he done,
Yeah.
goes quiet.
Yes.
Doesn't do too much.
You just hear his album.
Doesn't do-
His
just
album
hear his
drop
album.
and that's it.
Doesn't
Yeah.
say too much. Sold. And he does some long caption with just
In tiny,
in-depth
tiny.
speech in tiny, telling you how deep the deal was.
Auntie Sylvia's there like this.
Yeah. Telling you like it was a pleasure to get this deal done for both the buyer and the seller, and just another day on the dance floor. Yeah, but it's sick, right? So all of those people inspired me, and then luckily again for me, I have a strong personality, so there was no way I was going to end up not losing myself. I'll just add me in there, and I'm just now me.
Mm-hmm.
So that long-winded way of telling you, that was how I got the formula. Like it was looking at that and then thinking, all right, cool. Started speaking about the budget, but again, I used to always teach this in sales: sell the sizzle, not the sausage, right?
Oh,
very, very big one.
Okay.
Like not to sell, like it's not about selling this mug. It's about selling what the mug, like, well, when I'm in the podcast, I've got the ability to be able to drink something that's on brand, right? Like on top of that, the way that this,
go on, you can plug it.
the way that this
Good, isn't
mantra,
it? Yeah.
the mango mantra, feels in a
Ramadan special.
in the Ramadan special, feels in the shit. So it's like selling a sizzle, right? So I thought, rather than talk about a property, a listing, a developer, talk about the market. Because if everyone follows you, because remember, if you sell too directly, you repel certain people. If you give value, people come to you for value and they could convert later.
Which is exactly why I came to you, because I knew you weren't selling it. Well, it appeared that you weren't selling anything. So I was like, oh, this guy's talking some good stuff. Let's
Exactly.
give him a follow. And then later on, I was like, unfollow.
No, I'll never go too crazy. Obviously, sometimes as time's gone on, I've realized like I was a bit too soft. And some people thought I was an economist, thought I was a tax advisor. Okay, I was talking about the UK situation. So I thought, all right, I've got to give them something. And then naturally, you do a few big deals, you start to feel a bit more confident about your, like, you feel a bit more confident about your career.
But the good thing about that was you were doing the rounds in the WhatsApp groups during the budget time.
Yeah.
In my obviously we're talking about the UK budget.
Yeah.
So how often is it even?
Is it not once a year?
I don't know.
It's
But
once a year.
they decide, right, we're going to tax this, we're going to reduce taxes on that, we're going to increase taxes on that. And it's just a whole big song and dance.
Yeah.
So everyone's kind of on edge waiting to hear what the Chancellor's going to do with the budget.
Yeah.
And so your videos were doing the rounds around that time, but that was my British audience. That's my friends back home.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this guy in Dubai has got the attention of the guys back home.
Yes.
I guarantee you, if any of them are ready to buy property in Dubai, they're reaching out to you.
And that's the thing. Just now I was at dinner with some of the boys from my team, and one of the brothers said, a lot of people told me their parents send me to them. A lot of people say that, like, they think of Dubai and they're like, look at this guy in Dubai. And usually the person's like, I know him, it's my boy or whatever. And that came off of all I was doing was I took the bouncer formula of, I was just reporting when the Diddy trial happened, right? There was this girl that popped up on my TikTok and she had no followers and she started off going to the trial every day and she worked for CNN and she blew up in a week. Why? Because everyone wanted to know what was going on in the Diddy trial. So I realized, I did the budget one first, I got 700,000 views. And I'm like, I need to do this every day. So I need to stay on top of the budget. And then this is the real formula. This is the most golden nugget, right? In the process of me doing that, I'm learning the market. Because the way I learn is different to how most people learn. I will, if you tell me something now I don't know, I'll go and deep dive it, then put myself in a position to have to talk about it. And I have to keep practicing before I talk. If I'm recording it, I then have to watch it back 100 times while it's been recorded, while it's been edited. Then if I'm posting it, so by that time, I've had 100 touch points with this bit of information that I only learned today. So now I've confidently spoke about it, so I could speak about it again. People have come back and forth with me in the comments. If there's things I don't know, I'm going to research. So within like a day, I've learned so much about this topic. Do you get what I mean?
Okay.
So the UK budget, it lifted me off. And then also my confidence built because people are like, you've broken this down in such a good way. You know so much, this, that, and the other. Then I started getting leads from it. And I'm like, whoa, now we're talking.
Was it people trying to get you to do their taxes for them?
So what I done, the hustler in me, one of my good friends, Sean Fitz, he is a tax planner and a family planner. So as it started to go, again, this is not my first rodeo. So when I've started to see like a demand from people that needed that advice, I'm like, I'm not But wait there a second.
Yes.
I've called him. I said, bro, we need to partner up,
Mhm.
which is how we built Economy Ready, which is now our weekly webinar, right?
Okay.
I'm saying, bro, you come and do that side, family planning, tax advice,
Mhm.
and I'll do the real estate side, property,
Mhm.
right? And he was UK based for a long time, and he's been in
Mm-hmm.
Dubai 15 years. So the leads that were coming through, some of them did want tax advice, but what it was a big hook, the exit tax.
Mm-hmm.
I was probably one of the
yes, yeah.
main videos, if you search exit tax, that comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Most people didn't talk about it.
And we still don't really understand it, to be honest with you. Yeah.
So people had latched onto that and they wanted to know, what do I do to leave Dubai? Now, the blessing is if they're leaving Dubai, they're probably going to be investing in Dubai. So now they've bought into me. I've helped them with Sean. And now they're a client.
It's the same end goal at the end of the day, but how you capture that lead, you're going around the houses.
Can't believe I've just told everyone
the
this.
property to get to that lead.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, and I'm going to take it way back now to one of the marketing tactics back in London in the UK is we would have, small budget each year to the time we didn't have social media. There wasn't anything such as Google ads. So all we could do was advertise in the papers or sponsor certain things,
Yeah.
And it became quite popular to sponsor floral, what do they call them? Flower shop.
Okay.
But not the flower shop, but you've got like a floral...
Stands?
Stands,
What, like in the market stores?
Not in the market store, but when High Street Kensington, for example, when you walk past Boots in High Street Kensington, there's a little florist, mini florist. He's sponsored by, at the time, I think it was Marsh and Parsons.
Okay.
But it's that association with, okay, if you're you need real estate for life movements.
Yeah.
Whether it's having a baby, you need to upgrade the house. Whether you're getting married, you'll probably buy properties. Someone dies, you might have to sell a property. So what's connected to all of these life moments? Flowers.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy flowers, it's generally because it's a life-changing moment or something. And we want to be associated with that purchase. So it's real estate, it's property, but round the houses,
sell the sizzle,
selling the sizzle.
Yeah,
it's the outskirts.
Smell. Like I'm not telling you I've got a sausage, but you can smell it. Do you know what I mean? And then it's like I started talking about the budget.
That was a great little one-liner, by the way.
One of the biggest things that for me I realized was I'm going to need to churn this. No one's going to be able to work at my speed. So do you know what? Let me just keep the because I looked at Jake Nazar and I'm like, even though he does edit, he's in the studio, I'm thinking I could do this without, because you always want to have a USP. If I just do what Jake Nazar's done, which a lot of people have copied, by the way, then I'm just Jake Nazar.
Yeah.
If I do the raw, but the blessing I've got is I'm in the sun. So I always film standing outside.
Yeah.
Always, right? And I asked ChatGPT, what's better inside, outside? They said film outside. Now I'm thinking the audience, they don't have the view I've got. So I'm filming outside, lighting's great, sunshine, and I'm talking about the budget. Who is this black guy in Dubai, in the sunshine, talking about the UK budget? When do you see that?
And the other thing about it is you're not just in the sun, you're walking. So it's like you're just spitting facts on your way somewhere more important. This is not even, you haven't sat down and prepared and got this. Yeah. It's just kind of, it makes it seem like you really know what you're talking about.
I digest for so long.
Yeah.
I say to everyone, like, one thing, I don't spend loads of time on the edit. I spend loads of time on, effectively it is a script. Like, it's not necessarily a word for word script, but I've gone, it's like bars that I came up writing lyrics. So I've got that mind of being able to know, like, okay.
Do you use a teleprompter on your?
I did at the beginning. I did at the beginning. So early on, because I clocked Jake was. And I was like, he don't actually care. Like, so I was like, oh, doesn't matter. Then I realized everyone on the news uses one. So it doesn't actually matter as long as your value is good. The blessing I've got, alhamdulillah, is my musical background allows me to get into cadences. So like when so a cadence is like what a rapper would, a musician would. So like, for example, I could be like, so right now I'm on Golden Nuggets, I'm with Sylvia. I could be like, right now, I'm on Golden Nuggets and I'm with Sylvia.
Oh, so it's like a beat.
Tonality.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like there's a rhythm to it. Right. So I'm on Golden Nuggets, I'm with Sylvia, it's your boy Trist Taylor.
Yes,
I've done radio, right? I've done radio broadcasting in uni, right? So that vibe of like how to deliver, people don't realize, but that's what you're buying into.
Is it maybe you're hypnotizing them
that's what you're buying into.
Way.
Like, yes, okay, it is like, okay, this guy knows a lot, this, that, and the other, but a lot of people know a lot. I look at people sometimes, I'm like, wow, there's a lot more than I do. But he can't deliver like I can. I know so many people that I'm still a baby, just to be honest, in this industry. But the work rate in which I choose to work at, I inshallah, I want to eclipse the people that I respect in a 3-year time frame, because I believe I can work harder than everyone.
And so you've obviously called out the terrible real estate content that's out there. What would your advice to those people be?
Be yourself. The first thing is like, be yourself. And secondly, it's not for everyone. But then, do you know what? I want to fire back to you. What's your view on this, right? The old school generals, they came up without social media. They had the black book. A lot of them did secondary first. They got the clientele. I focus on off-plan just to let everyone know that, right? So it's a bit different, but they had the black book. Now, I know a lot of the old school guys are like, you don't need social media to do real estate, right? What do you think?
Back in my day, we had networking. We knew that we had to be where our ideal client would be. We had confidence to just go up and talk to strangers and convert them. Whereas these days, people don't really have that much confidence to just approach people and start up a conversation, ask them what they do, how they can help, and so on. Your space now is social media. That is your new bar. That is your new library to walk into and strike up a conversation. So it has never been easier to connect with people.
Yeah.
So I think it is your business card. It's your window display. It is your opportunity to attract.
The reason I asked that, right, I agree, by the way, is because I was aware subconsciously when I came in that every single thing I've done has been intentional, right? I wanted and still want the respect from those above me. Jimmy Islands, even like Dubai George, like all the top boys, like Stephen Lecky's, like these people that I've watched, and I'm sitting there, like even Mohammed Zoheb, he followed me today. I was like, bro, legend, I watched your YouTubes. Like, I wanted the respect from them, and I understood what their judgment on the new wave would be. So I thought, let me show straight away how much I know and have studied, and then you have to respect this person. Whereas if I just came on, what cringes me out, and I say this with every industry, you've got a following, oh, I might as well just do real estate.
Right.
Well, you're a lifestyle influencer. You're a fashion influencer. You've got a following, but you don't actually have a clue about how the economy works, fundamentals, property, investing, finance. You don't have a clue. Now, I was blessed that I came to this for a reason. Like, I actually have a clue about investing. I've invested in Dubai. I've invested in the UK. I understand how money moves, right? But I say all that to say, when someone's looking to come into this industry now, back to the question you asked, I think you need to be yourself. Social media is important, but it's not for everyone. And if you are going to do it, don't just compare to an end product person. Like, I took 10 plus years to get a following. I also have a very, very real life network. If I lost my social media tomorrow, God forbid, like I know a lot of people in real life. I could go to certain places and build back. It would take a while, but you know, I know a lot of people. I'm not a great example. And I say this to my team. I'm not a great example. Like, you're starting from absolutely, you've never even done a selfie before. So you've got to figure out what your way is going to be. What's going to be your USP? Are you going to actually talk like how you talk to your friends? Or are you going to put on this cringy voice? Like, are you going to talk about Abu Dhabi? Are you going to talk about Dubai? Are you going to do off-plan? Are you going to do secondary? Are you going to talk about projects? Or are you going to talk about fundamentals? So my advice is to work out your niche, be yourself. And the main last thing, consistency.
Right.
Like, there's no point looking at my progress. Bro, I've done 5 videos today. What are we talking about? I'll do another
the days are over.
I'll do another 2 to 9. What's up? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and you know what? I'm addicted to the work ethic. Like, the fact that I have this ability to be able to, the space may change, but like you said, I think it's the beginning of Yap culture. The fact I have the ability to just go bam, 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 bam. Oh, there's nothing.
See, that's the thing. Like, I struggle to, and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know, like, I don't put much of my personal stuff out there unless it's kind of relevant. Why? Because I don't really want to. Y'all know when I'm in London, because social media just goes silent. Unless I'm posting episodes, and then people will be like, "Oh, she's back. Oh, it's another season." But I don't really post. No. The other thing is people think, oh, she's in London, she's living a certain lifestyle. They have no idea what my London trips look like. Okay. They're not kind of Instagram worthy all the time. Yeah, we've we've got some highlights, but it's just life is lifing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I don't necessarily want to share lifing, but you do.
Yeah.
But more spiritual stuff rather than just, you know, I'm down in spinnies or whatever.
Yeah. I don't. It's weird you say that, right? Because I used to share a lot of me online, and I used to be very different. Obviously, I wasn't Muslim. I didn't have the same. Like I had flexi times online. Like when I first moved to, I was very much outside. I was lost in the sauce. I was partying. It was all about drip and this and that, whatever, right? I really made a conscious effort at the beginning of last year where I was like, if I go back on socials, because I was ghost for about a year, when I do, I don't want to give them too much of me. Like, and now I honestly feel like the main things I give them is real estate, which is fine. I don't feel like it's me. And the reason I'm happy to give my faith is because I feel protected while talking about my faith. But like, I don't talk about much of my relationships. I don't talk about like my relationship. I don't talk about like, I only just posted my first deal the other day. And even that, I was like, but I need them to know I do deals, but I won't post every deal. I don't want people to start pocket watching. I just think you got to protect your peace. And yeah, it's a very numbers driven industry. And I've been in this numbers driven industry since I was 19. And I know how it can go left. And I don't want to, for my own mental being, I don't want to get lost in the sauce. Let's just education are boring. I don't need to show you my watch, my car, my clock, just education. Do you know what I mean?
Education.
Yeah.
Well, while we've got you, it'd be great if we can have some golden nuggets, some educational golden nuggets for our audience. So we've got the lowdown on your social media, how to build a personal brand, you know, find the top 5 people or creators that you like and just make a salad.
It's a good one, yeah.
And but yeah, I wanna you're someone who had me flick up my ears and listen when it came to economics, tax, the property market here. So I want to get your golden nuggets on that. And one thing, I think the most popular question right now in Dubai is, when is the market going to crash? Is the market going to crash? Everybody is convinced that there will be a market crash at some point.
Not the best time to have this conversation.
On the 2nd of March, but anyway,
yeah.
So what do you say to that then?
Okay. I have a big problem with a lack of critical thinking. My sister taught me that one, my little sister, right? And I think a lot of people nowadays, and this is the downsides of social media, they don't actually think this thing for themselves. They just say what everyone else is saying. I'll give you a random one, right? I thought and I believe, I don't vape, I don't smoke, but I believe that vaping is 10 times worse than smoking cigarettes. I don't know if that's true.
It is true.
But the thing is, and I don't know if you know if it's true, and I'm going to tell you why, right? Because these are just narratives that I've seen so many people say this, right? Do we know if it's true? Have we deep dived?
It's because you've heard it so often.
That we run with it, right? And there's a few like that you just sometimes, like I'll give you another one. I was at Shoba the other day, and I said to the RM that I work with, I was like, yeah, but obviously, he's speaking about a project. I was like, but your one beds are quite small. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, your one bed, your square foot's quite small. It's like 550. He was like, no. He's like, we always do a few different size one beds. I said, what? I've sold Shoba product. Like, you do free. He said, yeah. I don't remember who told me that, but I ran with it forever.
You were programmed.
So I always thought Shoba plots I don't even sometimes consider their projects for the one beds because I'm like, they're small. So I say all that to say, right, there's often narratives that people jump on, and the crash one is another one. Right? I don't know if you saw my recent video with this guy he's been dissing the industry a lot. He's a brother, may Allah bless him, right? Yeah, but he's on a mission to just diss. I can't remember his name, but he's just on a mission to just tell you that everything's going to crash. Right. He's known the market since 2003. He's one of those guys. Everything's going to crash, right? He showed a cycle. He showed a chart, right? Now in the chart, what he done is he went back to 2000 and maybe 13, and it went up, and then he showed when it come back down for COVID, then it went back up, and it showed that we're up here. And he's saying, this is what he said word for word. We shouldn't be here, we should be here. And he said, we should be here because that was the peak of the last cycle. That's not how markets work. You can't just decide where we should be because markets mature. So that means that you think cycles just go like this and they stay within a peak and trough. Doesn't make sense. So my response to, is the market going to crash? I don't believe the market's going to crash. I believe we're going to see some form of correction. I believe we're already seeing it. We're already seeing that in areas which are saturated with more so apartment projects. Why? Because there's 70 to 80% of those scheduled for handover versus 20% of villas, townhouses. And the layouts that are very similar, that lack creativity in areas where there's so many of the same type of plot.
Cookie cutter.
Yeah. Why would we see that? I think, with me, I think economics is such a simple thing to digest. If you break it down like this, if there are 1,000 of the same type of thing, when you go to sell that, the person you're selling to has 1,000 other options. Yeah. It's very simple, you know? If there's one of, and he's saying, oh, wow, this is high quality. Oh, wow, this is a park view. Oh, wow, this has got a paddle court. Oh, wow, this has got a pool on the roof. Oh, wow, it's only got 6 floors and 46 units. All these others have got 200 units. Then you have an easier, you may sell slower, you may rent slower, but you have an easier way to make better money, right?
So stick to kind of smaller projects, or if you are gonna, this is what I'm interpreting, stick to smaller projects, or if you are gonna go for bigger projects, get the most uniquest unit within that project.
Yeah, so just to add to what you mean by that, in case they misunderstand it, when we say smaller, as in less units, for me, one of the first things I ask before I ever tell an investor to invest is I ask the developer, how many units are you going to do? Because this, if I give you this one glass, this is special, Trist had it. If I do 1 million more, it's no longer special, right? So that's my thing. And then if not, right now where I'm directing most of my clients, when it comes to apartments, I'm not a massive fan of apartments. I mainly specialize in villas and townhouses, but if I do an apartment, unique layout, high quality. Why? Because sadly, a lot of the market right now is not great quality. A lot of the developers are cutting corners just to make money, and they're squeezing 1,000 units in small plots. I like the boutique developers, like Maya at the moment recently, have been doing a really good job. They are quote unquote new to the market, H&H. These are developers where there's more townhouses and villas, where they're focused on quality, they're focused on square foot, they're giving you like good value for
livable
money.
Products,
Good value for money. For me, you can't go wrong. And where we're going to see that is in this crash, but in this correction that I believe is already taking place. It's already, if you look at certain areas, you're already seeing certain rents flattening. Creek Harbour is a prime area, like great area. I think it's going to boom again due to what's coming to there with the mall coming and the tower. But the rents have slowed down a bit. You know?
So how do you, going back to developers, how do you stress test? And this could be advice for brokers on choosing which developers they're going to work for, or for investors. Like, with so many to choose from, how do you stress test which developer you're going to knuckle down on?
So I always see it like, I think sometimes I'm going to try not simplify it too much because I find this effortless, but I was big in crypto investing. And if you've invested in crypto, there was a thing called AMA, right? Where it was ask me anything. Yeah. Oh, wow. You showing that you did?
I'm hodling.
Yeah. So you would do research. It would be like they would say that the owner is doxed. So it means that he's basically been researched. So you would look into what that person's done.
Doxed meant. Okay.
So what has that person done before? Have they delivered on projects before? Exactly the same as off-plan. By the way, we're talking about off-plan mainly here, right?
But what is doxing then?
So doxing is just basically meaning that he's gone to a registry and he's registered him. So he's gone through a vigorous filter process for us to say he's a doc. It's like being verified on social media. Just gives you a bit more peace of mind that we've got info on him. He's not an anonymous, you know, there's anonymous rug pullers. He's not one of those because he's docs. We've got his ID, name, address, whatever. So knowing who's behind your project is very important. Knowing what else they've done, what they've handed over.
In this country?
Handed over. In this country. Handed over. The reason I'm emphasizing that is because CGI is a great tool, man. Brochures could look amazing. What have they actually built? What is actually there to go and see, right?
And then go and see it if it is.
And then go and see it. Sometimes you might have other situations, like for example, Maya, they've got a showroom, which is the exact apartment that they're building out, right? So you've got peace of mind. The owner is also quite knee deep in the property market. He's done other projects. That was in other countries, but I happen to know someone who knows him. There's a peace of mind. And I can see, again, the advantage I've got is, like, I'm a little bit older So I understand life a bit better, and I can tell if you've been around a bit or not, if you're new to this, if you're just trying something or not, right? Have you got an escrow? Like there's some developers, which I won't name, that are running around throwing money at things and they still haven't got an escrow, right? Which is a bit scary, right? And they're new to...
So that shows you already, if they're cutting corners at that stage and trying to sell property without even, trying to sell units without having everything in place, yeah, probably.
Because that's where all the horror stories people have heard about Dubai in the Wild West days, like before my time, where it was like, 2019, I paid this developer, he went missing. They weren't regulated. There was no RERA. There was no escrow. So if you're trying to avoid that happening and getting full on scammed, that's what you want.
Yeah.
And then I'd say like price per square foot, very, very important. What are they giving you for what? People look at unit price way too much. Oh, it costs 2 million, but it's a box. You know, so price per square foot.
Flipping, is that still viable?
Flipping hell. Flipping is viable. I'm about to do a flip with a client now. Way harder than it was before. You have to be specific and have a very good... my main flips now would be townhouses and villas, wouldn't be apartments. Obviously, look, if you want to get your hands dirty and get the rundown one bed and do it up and then,
that's a traditional flip.
That's an old school flip.
Is when you actually get the keys. Kit it out or, you know, just strip it down, start all over again, and then 6 months later you resell it. That's a traditional flip.
It is. I think the reason why it's less popular is because there's so many other ways to skin a cat nowadays. But it still works. You could still get a little rundown in Marina or something that's in downtown and maybe do it up a bit. And then, but for me, look, I always say with this market, two things can exist. You could do well, fine. That's full stop, moving on, right? It's not a but. As well as that, there are so many other ways with less capital outlaid and a little bit less of a risk factor. And what I mean by that is like, I'm not saying it's risky that you shouldn't do it, but you're battling against a lot of different things. If you go and get a nice not everyone's got the budget, right? But if you get a 5-bed standalone or a twin villa where you can actually add value to that space, add a pool in, deck it up inside, you've got a higher demand project, rarer in that community, and on top of that, you added value to it, then you're laughing.
And so, terms of data that you should know, that you should always have at your fingertips, and you come across as a guy who's like rigorously checking on a weekly basis. So for your business, what numbers are you obsessed with on a weekly basis?
Love data. Love data. Price per square foot is my best friend. I look at the whole market because you can look at the whole market like that and you can compare across the world. So for example, if you're looking at like DAFC 2.0, you could do the price per square foot and compare it to Hong Kong, New York, Miami, and London.
Just don't do a reel about it because we're bored of those.
Don't do a reel about it. But you can look at the price per square foot rather than the unit price. You can't. And this is where I think a lot of people go wrong is they're like, but if I spent 5 million here, which is, let's say, or if 5 million is like £1 million, if I spent 5 million AD here, what I could get in London for, you can't do it like that.
Right.
What's the price per square foot? That's the most important thing. I often stay glued to the population level that we're at. Transactions that's happening. I often look at where developers are at. So like Bingati, Damac and Ema are always like, you know, they're like battling the top three, and Shoba now as well. Just to kind of know who's like active in the market. I think I'd say that's the main data for me. I always look at communities and what the prices are going for at the moment. And I look at pretty much every launch just to get a gauge on what the prices are, what they're rolling out at. I just like to know what they're, even if I'm not going to push it, I just like to know what they're rolling out at.
The launches are getting they're like weddings these days, aren't they?
Do you know what? Obviously, I don't know what they were like before, but launches are tiring. Like they are, they're same. Like, yeah, they're same. Sometimes, like when I first went on, I'm like, wow, it's like a Beyonce concert. Like the Mac are great at doing a Beyonce concert style.
They put on the show.
Launch, But I just think, I mean, it's good for the clients. I'm not a massive fan of it. I just want to know. I'm an old school seller. What's the price per square foot? What are we rolling out at? What's the payment plan? I'll be honest as well, a tip for the agents. I genuinely know the commission sometimes after I've done the deal.
Right. You're not obsessed over it, and you don't get guided by, I'm only going to work with this one because they're paying a high percentage.
Someone said that to me the other day and I thought, you're doomed, bro. Nah. Like, I just sold, someone made a joke in my DM, some troll I've got, and he was like, yeah, but of course you're pushing I won't say the developer name, of course you're pushing because they're they're high commission, I get it. Little does he realize they're the lowest commission in the market.
Right.
The reason I pushed it is because it's good product.
You believe in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk cross Emirates. Do you know much about Abu Dhabi, RAK?
Yeah.
Of course you know, yeah.
Yeah, RAK's it's like in the family now, so we got to know about RAK. Abu Dhabi, funny enough, I've spent the last 2 days deep diving, and I'm going to start deep diving. Sometimes I have this weird pride. I'm like, nah, all them man are looking at it. I'm not looking at it. But then I realized, bro, that's dumb, bro. Like what's good for the client? So I'm spending a lot of time focusing on Abu Dhabi right now. My viewpoint, I think Abu Dhabi is good. I haven't yet seen an amazing, other than what Modon did with Hudria, I haven't seen anything where I'm like, they're good, but to me, they're just as good as Dubai. I guess what the benefit is, is that you're battling against less people. I get it, right? Yeah. But I don't think the price points are massively different. And I think sometimes these agents said it like, don't invest there when you can get better value for money there. I mean, I don't know if I agree with that narrative as a general, but I think Abu Dhabi, what they're doing with Yas Island, I think Aldar, Modon, like I'm intrigued to what Ohana are about to do with the Man City project, Soba are about to do the master community over there, which is right next to Modon. I'm intrigued by them. I'm excited. Al Marjan, I think 85% of the projects in Al Marjan are overhyped. I think Al Marjan isn't. I think Al Marjan is going to do very well. I think the winners at Anchor is a big deal. I don't think that's overhyped. I think people are even sleeping on it because I think only certain people understand. Like if you've traveled to America, you understand what's going on here. I think a lot of Brits don't really get it. Yeah. Because they do. I say Mondrian, if Europeans don't really get it, Americans get
Mondrian,
it. They don't know about Mondrian. They don't know about Win,
unless they've been
MG,
to Miami.
Like
not many.
Whereas me, as soon as the boys were like, we're doing Mondrian, I'm like, Mondrian?
Yeah.
Mondrian. I said Mondrian, that's kind of lit. Well, what the fucks? So yeah, I think I'm intrigued by Marjan Beach. Do you know what I do like? What? Dubai Islands. Next to Maritime City, borderline of Dira. Obviously, it's not another Emirate, but it's on the way out. That's something I like. And another one that I've just caught my eye is Bain by Aura, which is on the way up to Abu Dhabi. That's the ones I'm going to say for now.
Right. So if we gave you $5 million tomorrow,
dollars,
yeah, dollars. What are you buying?
What are we
and
doing
where?
£9?
Okay, so 5 million. What's that? Maybe
dirhams
4 million?
ideally. To
all
be
right,
honest.
dirhams. Let's say 20 million dirhams.
Either 7.5 or 13 mil with H&H, but that 20 mil I'm turning it into about 40 mil with leverage because payment plans and off plan are amazing. So I'll probably get a 13.5 twin villa with H&H on Sunrise Valley, which would do amazing on capital appreciation.
I have to just tell you off there for saying H and H.
I know H&H.
Yes,
I know I'm South London. Yeah, come on. H&H.
Don't let us down. Don't embarrass us.
Are you South London as well?
No, but just London. Don't do it.
Okay. H&H is the one I would go for. Sunrise Valley. 13.5 million, but I'd only have spent 7.5 in the first, up until, let's say 7.5 allocated, but cool.
No, but then you can take the 7.5 off the 20 million. No need to spend that.
7.5. Because you still need to pay the rest. But I'm saying if we're talking about like what I would start with, right?
You got 12 and a half left.
Yeah. I would jump on 2 launches of villas, probably 4 or 5. I'm leaning out towards 5 beds. So I'll maybe go 5-bed standalone sober sanctuary, which is about 4 mil. How much
These
is
are
that?
investments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right, you're
investment.
going, okay.
Yeah.
So now you're down to 8.5.
Yeah,
left.
I'm an off-plan specialist, so I'm thinking long-term. I know people come in, I would have got this secondary. I'm off-plan specialist. I'm planting seeds that are going to explode.
But
right?
you don't want to diversify your portfolio
Yeah,
a
I'll
little
get
bit?
there. I'll probably do a flip in Talau, in Alea or Plagette, and I'll probably spend about 10 mil, which, to be fair, I'd get it at off-plan resale, so I'll probably have to spend about 8 mil, which is, we're kind of done now,
Yeah,
haven't we?
you've only got 50,000 left.
50,000?
No,
Oof.
500,000.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
With 500,000,
Basic flip.
I'll go on holiday, mate.
just end up painting it.
No,
yeah.
all right. So yeah, that's what I'd do. Like I know, look, there's 100 ways to skin a cat. Like obviously, there's if I did it another way, I might throw an apartment in there. There's certain apartments that I would get, but that for me, I'd probably get an apartment to Dubai Islands for like 3 mil.
Okay, so that's all. What you did? You go to Abu Dhabi here? Is any of that portfolio in Abu Dhabi?
No.
So it's all Dubai.
sorry,
You're a
Abu
Dubai
Dhabi.
kid. Okay.
I am, man. And again, authenticity. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just say Abu Dhabi for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But what I will say is,
Or is Iraq not halal enough for you to push?
I'd only go Mondrian.
Okay.
If I was to go Iraq, it would be Mondrian.
All right.
It would only be Mondrian.
All right.
By Elevate.
Milk it.
No.
We'll put the links down below.
Yeah, links down below. If I was going to Abu Dhabi, I'd probably go Shoba. I'm literally, these are plays I'm about to do with my clients now. Shoba. I would have loved to have went Hujri at, but ship's hard. But they got another launch coming. I'm in two minds about Ohana, the Manchester City project. And I think that'll be
I mean, they're throwing some big money, taking everyone over to Manchester City.
Yeah. End of the day, there's a lot of off-plan projects. There's so many launches on a weekly basis, but those are just some of my go-tos at the moment.
Okay. All right. Now, is there any other final nuggets you want to drop while you're here? It's been lovely talking to you.
You too. Do you know what I do want to say, actually?
Yeah.
I was a big fan of this show.
Were you fanboying?
I was a big fan of this show. Like, from when I first got to Dubai, I'd seen the show. A lot of agents that I even know of, even some of them that I've mentioned, I know from this show. I'd followed them, like, I'd watched the show and I'm like, let me follow this guy. He sounds lit, he sounds lit. I think I watched Callum. I definitely, you done Gina? Didn't you do Lorenzo as well?
Did Gino, did Lorenzo. I've done Callum again.
Okay. I've seen a clip, but I haven't watched it properly.
Yeah. No, I haven't posted it yet.
Okay.
Yeah. We've done a redo, a fresh one, 2.0, 2 years later.
I don't know if I've seen it also, but I was a fan of the reason I was a fan is, number one, it had people that were sick. But I think your presenting style is, there's no one who really does this anymore. Like, you've got the proper old school, how to really present one-to-one. Like, you could be on TV. Like, and then seeing how you even presented at the Elevate launch, I was like, yeah, she's the GOAT. So I'll be honest, me coming on this show is kind of like, I kind of made it.
Full circle.
Yeah, I kind of made it.
That. London boy, South London boy did
South
good.
London boy, man. But no, nuggets-wise, I just think, look, the industry is an amazing industry to get into. I think I reckon a lot of new agents probably watch this when they're getting in, because I watched it. And I'd say, find the right company, work amongst the right people. It makes such a difference. People that will put time into you and actually give you support. I feel like, if you're getting in, like, study the market, man. Study it. Like, there's so many agents. Like, I'm building a team out now, and it's like, I'm just so big on trying to give them at least 30% of me, in the sense of, like, go and study this market. So I'm trying to lead by example, like, learn the market. Because I came in, and I'll be honest, like, I said it to Nathan, he's our COO, and I said to him, like, just put me on the phones, bro, man. I sell anything, bro. He's like, I hear you, but you need to know the market.
Yeah. And
the deeper in you get, like, when you start doing bigger deals and you're managing portfolios, you need to know the market. People will see through it. And I just think there's a lot of, the industry is very noisy, and I think only 10, maybe 5% of it is really, really good. Good companies, good CEOs, good support systems, good recruiters. Like, do you know what I mean? And they all deserve their props, but there's a lot of noise and a lot of rubbish in there as well. And people that don't pay, don't do visas, no support, no training, bad leads, no leads, like all these things, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot going on. But I'd say one thing that I picked up from you is definitely to just nail your narrative. So I'll be honest, I knew today when I opened up your stories, and it is the 2nd of March, if you all remember what happened on the 1st and 2nd of March. The reason why I'm joking about it is because I like these episodes to be evergreen. So someone can pick up in 2 years' time and it'll be just as relevant.
I watched your stuff way later.
That's
like,
it.
It wasn't when it was
it
fresh.
feels like it was just recorded.
Yeah, for sure.
So 2nd of March, 2026, I knew when I opened up your stories today, I was like, he's going to be talking some positive stuff, telling us it's all right. Everything's going to be okay. Nothing to panic about. And lo and behold, because I knew that that's your narrative. So I would say to agents, just nail your narrative. So if something happens, or there's an event, or there's a correction, or whatever it may be, just prepare what your narrative is going to be. This is how I believe it's going to pan out, and really rehearse your lines
and show up. Do you know why I'm gonna be, as you mentioned, like with the 2nd of March thing, why I'm gonna be so in their face? It's because I think it's cowardly to only be around when the times are good.
Oh yeah.
You know, like, show up, like give people, because you was talking all of that smack, bro. Where's your post now?
Yes.
I'm going to be watching everyone this week, you know. I want to see all of those flashy, flexy, where's those deals now? Because when I hear Lewis talk about how it used to be, sometimes I sit there and I wish I was from that golden era.
Yeah.
I don't want us to have any kind of crash. But at the same time in my head, I'm like, if we do take a dip,
it's still not bad.
I'm really looking forward to proving myself, because I think that like showing that test of time, and showing that resilience, can't come
But
close
there's
to
some
it.
people make good money during these market.
Listen, I made the most amount of money in lockdown than I've ever made.
Yeah, there you go.
Just from understanding how the markets are moving, you know.
So nail your narrative, find your positioning,
and show up.
And show up.
Show up. Yeah, don't be cowardly now, bro. Where's those posts at now, bro?
What's that
now
thing?
The market's a bit shaky. Where you
What
at?
do people say in the comments? Like, oh, this aged well.
Yeah.
So let's not have
let's not have that.
aged badly
Stand
moment.
on it.
Yes.
If you said something, stand on it. And if you was wrong, because we can be wrong.
Yeah.
Be wrong and stand on that too.
Yeah. What's that word? Not own it. I can't remember what they say, but
stand on business.
Stand on business. Yeah.
You have to, man.
All right. Well, thank you for standing on business on the show. Good to have you. And signing out.